So the second step in healing from trauma is to create a safe space. Actually, trauma creates chaos and healing needs safety. You cannot heal when you are still having a sign of unsafety or threats. And that will take me back to when I was talking about when trauma happens, it creates a shift in your homeostasis. Like there will be kind of imbalance in your homeostasis, in your nervous system. And so when healing wants to take place, when you want to actually initiate a context for healing, that means it will require a sense of safety. And that's what the second step is talking about. You need to create a safe space. The first thing that you need to ask yourself is, how do I feel safe? How can I feel safe? With whom do I feel safe? So, and then you begin to create. So it can actually be probably maybe creating a corner in your room, and a time of prayer, or journaling and writing down your thoughts, because sometimes your thoughts can be cloudy and you don't get to understand what you are trying to do. By documenting your thoughts, by journaling, you are beginning to express yourself, your emotions, and what you need to do. And then secondly, you begin to ask, with whom do I feel safe? You don't get to feel safe with everybody. So you begin to ask, with whom do I feel safe? If you know that there are some certain people you do not feel safe with, then there is need for you to create healthy boundaries and actually work with people that can actually create a sense of safety for you. And then you begin to know whether professionally, probably maybe you would need a therapist. Of course, definitely, you would need a therapist that can navigate this journey of recovery, this journey of healing, for you to actually really feel safe. A counselor, or a spouse, or probably maybe your children, your friend that you can feel safe with. Then you can actually create a time of meditation. This one also will actually create a sense of safety for you. And then during this period of time, you begin to affirm yourself over and over again, sending a safety message to your nervous system. By so doing, you are sending a safety signal to them, and then you begin to create a context for healing. So the third step is learning how to regulate your emotions. Learning how to regulate your emotion. After trauma, your body can get stuck in a survival mode. And when it gets stuck in a survival mode, you may feel anxious, numb, and on edge. That's your nervous system saying, I'm not safe, I'm not safe. How do you regulate your emotions? The first thing you can do is by doing simple breathing techniques. So it goes this way. You breathe in for 4 seconds. You hold the breath for 4 seconds, and you exhale through your mouth for 4 seconds. You can repeat this step 2 to 3 times every day. This is one way of calming your nervous system. Another way of relaxing your nervous system is through what we call grounding techniques. Grounding techniques in such a way that we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding techniques. So you look around in the environment. What are the 5 things I can see in my environment? What are the 4 things I can touch in my environment? What are the 3 things I can sense, I can smell in the environment? What are the 2 things I can smell? Okay, so what are the 3 things I can feel in the environment? What are the 2 things I can smell? And then what is that 1 thing I can taste? By so doing, you are feeling grounded in the environment, and such that you are relaxing your nervous system. Another thing that you can do is by counting 100 backwards. Is also one of grounding techniques you can use, in relaxing your nervous system. The last step I'm going to talk about is telling your story in a healing space. One thing is that healing, you don't heal in isolation, you also heal in community. What trauma does for you is that it silences your voice. And so healing helps you to recover and find your voice. You don't have to tell the whole world, but you must tell someone, a trusted friend, a therapist, or even your journal. It's not necessarily telling anybody. You can tell your journal, because when you begin to express, we call it expressive therapy. When you begin to express express what has happened to you, telling your story, there is a way you disconnect yourself from the emotions attached to the event that has happened to you. So telling your story is a big way of finding your voice back, finding your identity. And lest I forget, trauma also marks your identity, marks who you are. But by the time you tell your story, you are unmarking the impact of the events on you. By so doing, you are finding your voice altogether. And so, in conclusion, trauma can actually be healed, but you need to create a context for your healing. And in 4 steps, I've been able to identify 4 simple ways to heal from trauma. The first one is acknowledging what has happened to you. Second is creating a safe space for you. Thirdly, then the third step is learning to regulate your emotions. And the last step is telling your story. And if you need any further assistance, of course, you can reach out to us at Arrogate Trauma Care Foundation. Our social media platform are shown right there on your screen. Thank you and bye.